Hey guys, it's Bina, and today I want to present to you guys my top 5 favorite items for leveling up twinked characters in Last Epoch. What is a twink character? It's basically a character that you level, it's an alt character that you juice up with like extremely good gear and extremely powerful gear to go through the campaign as fast and as efficiently as possible. So this is going to be items that are being slammed at the Temporal Sanctum. So they're going to be legendary uniques. So those are going to be the list of my favorite 5 uniques to level up alt characters. So this is going to be an example of what I could use on a Thorn Totem Shaman, for example. So at number 5, I have the Falcon here. The Falcon is a body armor that you're able to equip as soon as you're level 1. It gives you movement speed once you've hit an enemy recently. And what I would put on this personally, if this was for my Thorn Totem Shaman, for example, it would be 42 spell damage for totems, which is absolutely massive. Keep in mind, using unique items that are low level and crafting them as legendary with very high level exalteds, for example, with a tier 7 exalted, does not increase the level that is required to equip them when they are legendary. So they keep their low level requirement, even though the stat is a tier 7 that the affix that you crafted onto it is a tier 7. So this is extremely powerful for leveling up. 42 spell damage for totems, minion critical strike multiplier. You go for critical strike chance here as well. 18% health. Like, this is just absolutely amazing if you have one of these to level up a Thorn Totem Shaman. Now coming in at number 4, I have the Peak of the Mountain Hell. So Peak of the Mountain is not actually a level 1 item, it is a level 12 item. Why do I have this one as my favorite? Well, first of all, if you are a minion build, then you don't need to leech, right? So the downside here doesn't really matter. It gives you 5 all attributes, which is pretty nice. But the main thing is that Peak of the Mountain is really easily target farmable. So this makes it so that it's very easy to get with 2, 3, or even 4 LP. Since this item has the lowest effective level of legendary potential out of all of the items in the game. So this is the easiest item in the entire game to get with 4 LP because it is target farmable and you are able to get it with very low LPL. So this makes it one of my favorites, and I would go with spell damage for totems as well as +4 level of Summon Thorn Totem. So you're level 12, you equip this item, you have +4 stats for your Thorn Totems, another 14 flat, and then you can also get some suffixes if you want. Extremely powerful for leveling any twin character. At number 3, I have the Morning Frost boots. Why do I love these boots so much? Well, you might have guessed it, but I am a movement speed enjoyer. So these are one of the best boots early on in the game to give you a lot of movement speed. As you can see, there's 20% increased movement speed as well as 9% as implicit. So you get a 29% movement speed. And if you manage to slam a tier 7 on there, it's another 30%. So these boots alone will give you really close to 60% movement speed at level 8. Pretty crazy, you know? But that doesn't end here. If you're playing, for example, any other build that would scale its own damage and you need flat damage, you can actually scale dexterity to get even more damage. You get 1 attack and spell damage per point of dexterity that you have if you have these boots on. So extremely good. Probably the best movement speed boots early in the game. And yeah, highly recommended. Very easy to get with 1 LP. So a tier 6 or tier 7 Morning Frost pair of boots is not very hard to actually get. 2 or 3 LP will be way more rare, but 1 LP is very easily achieved. Now at number 2, I have the Firestarter's Torch. Okay, so the Firestarter Torch is a classic. It's an absolute powerhouse early on in the campaign. Up until at least chapter 5, it is extremely strong, especially if you have it with some good affixes on it, slammed as legendaries. So Firestarter Torch, I would put fire damage and damage over time for the early damage in the campaign, and then to help me with my totems, you could also get minion physical damage and minion spell damage. So this one, what is really special about the Firestarter Torch is that it applies Spreading Flames. Spreading Flames is an element that actually, as soon as one monster has it, it spreads to all of the other monsters around it. So this makes it that you get Spreading Flame to proc on the one single monster, and this scales incredibly well with density. The more density there is, the better the Firestarter Torch is. So because you're moving so fast through the campaign and you're leveling an alt character, you are actually aggroing a lot of monsters that just run behind you. And as soon as you get one spreading frame proc, they all disappear in one shot. Incredibly good, incredibly satisfying. You also get 42% more fire damage to the enemies afflicted by spreading flames. It's just, you get movement speed on this item. It's just like the best. It's probably the best all-around leveling item in the entire game, but it makes my number 2. I have one other item that is my favorite one, and I don't know if you guessed it, but this one is the Arbor Circuit. Arbor Circuit can get up to 18% movement speed on a single ring, and you can equip 2 of these. So this is pretty crazy, getting 36% movement speed only on rings, on top of your boots that gives you 60% movement speed, and then your fire starter torch and your Falcon. All of this is just absolutely craziness, but you know, it is what it is. You can actually do this in Last Epoch, and you can create the perfect setup for your favorite build to level up an alt character. Another really interesting thing about the Arbor Circuit is that the actual illusory tree that it spawns when you are hit, it's actually a decoy. So all of the monsters, they actually just stop attacking you and they just attack that decoy that your Arbor Circuit spawned. And if you have 2 rings, then you can have 2 of these decoys, and they are all independent of each other. So it's very, very hard to get killed when you are using Arbor Circuit in the story. That pretty much sums it up for my top 5 favorite items to level up twink characters with. And let me know if you like this type of videos. I'll probably make some more, as there is quite a shortage of a lot of these more niche videos about Last Epoch and its content like this. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.